Hello everybody. Today I wanted to give you a quick demo on how to buy Expanse bonds using Parity. The issue we noted with the official release was that the UI that the core team released with the with the deployment is not working as expected. It's not able to send enough gas with the it's not able to send enough gas um, with the transaction that we submit to buy the bonds. So this UI right here, if you this is not working right now, but we should be able to use this UI once we're done getting our bonds using Parity. So that's the good news. It's just that we can't use this right now to buy bonds, which is something that I expect to be corrected in the next couple of weeks or something. So we'll keep an eye on that. But in the meantime, I just wanted to give you a demo on how you can buy Expanse bonds using Parity and view the bonds in your Bond app UI. So the first thing to do is to go to the Parity GitHub webpage, go to the releases, pick up the latest release, um, and go down here and download the Windows version. That's what I'm using. So once you click this, you'll get an MSI installer. It's going to install it for you. And when it comes up, it's going to go ahead and start the Parity process automatically. You'll see a taskbar icon right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start Parity manually myself. It's going to launch a browser. This is the default Parity UI with Ethereum. As you can see, it says Homestead right here. This was the latest release, and there's going to be a corresponding Parity taskbar icon right here. Since we're doing this for Expanse, we need to do things a little bit differently, not too much, but you can still continue to use this fancy UI for Expanse as well, and it's extremely well done. So let's go here. Let's go ahead and stop this. Just to exit, gone. So you'll see this error message. Now, what I've done for Expanse is the only thing you have to do with Expanse is to just basically go ahead and start Parity with a different command line. So all you have to do is I'll put this in the comment section. All you have to do is basically just go ahead and start Parity with a UI switch and chain Expanse and the JSON RPC port number. This is to later on when we'll be using the Bond app UI. This comes in handy. So I just create a quick launch icon, and I just go ahead and click it, and you will see that this starts up our Expanse. So the cool thing you'll notice is that this time when I launched it, it was able to pull up my Expanse account, and so right now this is working with my Expanse account instead of my Ethereum account. The first thing we'll have to do is you can go ahead and create a new account from here. You go ahead, create a new account, give it a new name, description, whatever, password, and all that good stuff, right? So I've already done that, so I'm not going to go ahead and create one again. As you'll notice, right, I just transferred 300 Expanse tokens. One of the things you'll notice is that in the Parity UI, it says ETH, but it's actually Expanse. Once you're running with the Expanse chain, ETH just really means Expanse. Okay, so you have to make sure, first of all, that once you create your account, you can transfer, at a minimum, 100, little bit more than 100 Expanse tokens to your account, because that's what's gonna take to buy the Expanse token, the Expanse bond, sorry. So once you're done with that, you'll see the account here. You'll see the balance that you have when you transfer the money. The next thing to do is to go to contracts. Once you create your Expanse contract, once you create your Expanse bond contract, you'll see something like this, but I want to show you how it's done. So the first thing is to pull out so I can go ahead and delete this contract first. I'm going to go ahead and just click on this contract, and I'm going to delete this contract. because I want to show you from scratch. All right. So the first thing to do is to click Watch Contract. The watch contract basically allows you to provide the address of a custom contract that we will be adding to the screen later on. So the first thing you have to give is the address for the Expanse contract. I'm going to look that up real quick. Text instructions on how to buy the Expanse bond, which kind of uses the same procedure. I'm just putting it in a video, but all we need to do is just copy this, copy the contract's address and paste it right here. Call it the Expanse EBS. Give it a description. You can say Expanse Bond app or DApp, whatever. ABI, we'll need to get the ABI. We can go back to the web page we were looking at and go to the link that we were using. So you can just click on this. Make sure you don't pick up the end quotes, single quotes, just anything under that, because this is JSON. So JSON will end like this right before the quote. Copy this, paste it right here. Click Add Contract. Okay, the contract is right here. So now we have the Expanse contract all loaded up, Expanse Bond contract loaded up and ready to use. The next thing is that we have to fund this account. We have to fund the Expanse contract, right? So you go back to your Parity Expanse account, you click on it, and you send 100 Expanse tokens to this contract. So you can basically, let me just show you again. So you open up the account. This is your accounts. You click on it. You have to send 100 Expanse tokens over to the contract. So you hit transfer. This is your from address from your place, and the recipient is going to be the Expanse bond contract. So when you click on this text box right here, it's going to show you all the contracts and accounts you have that you can send to. Obviously, you don't want to send it back to this account. Doesn't make any sense. So you're going to send it to the contract. So you go right here, click on the contract. It's going to go right here. I'm going to buy a contract with two multipliers in this case. And I'm going to go ahead and click send. So you have to unlock the account. So put your password right here and confirm. Once you send to it, wait for one confirmation on the Expanse blockchain. It's gonna tell you right here what when the confirmations are done. So we're gonna wait for this. I'm gonna skip this section quickly. Waited for 2 confirmations instead of 1. 1 should be fine too. Okay, so now that we have that, we can close this. Go back to your contracts. Now what we want to make sure is whether our contract has been funded correctly by our account. So go to in the users section, click the address. The address that we want to check the funded from is the Parity Expanse account, right? The one that's my account here. So you should open it up and you should see that, and go here and click query, and you'll see that it has a balance of this much. This is showing a different unit, so all you have to do is convert it back to Expanse. Even though this says ETH, this is actually Expanse. So this confirms that the bond contract that we have on the blockchain has been funded 200 Expanse from the Parity Expanse account. So that's good. So the next step is to go ahead and actually buy the bond. So what we need, now one thing before we move to the next step is make sure check the number of N bonds. These are the total number of bonds on the network right now. We'll use this once we buy our bond, then this number is going to go up by 1. right? And so we'll have to use that number, as that's going to be the ID for the new bond. We're going to have to use that number to verify that it's ours. So right now it's 5. So the next thing is to go ahead and execute the contract. In the execution, make sure that the from account that you're funding from is Parity Expanse account, which is our regular account. Function is going to be by. Since I sent it 200, I'm going to give it a multiplier of 2. Click Advanced Options and hit Next. Give it a gas of 252,000 and close the transaction. Make sure you give your password to unlock your account. Confirm transaction. Again, we're going to have to wait for the confirmations, because this is, again, execution of a contract on the blockchain and requires confirmation. We're going to wait for 1 or 2 confirmations. So let's just give it a few minutes. I'm going to skip this so we can move on quickly. So now that we have the 2 confirmations, we're going to click Done. This would essentially mean that we have bought the bond. Now we have to confirm whether we actually own it, and it's there with all the information that we provided it. So from here, go back to the Accounts tab. We just want to make sure that we want to refresh the contract. Go back to the contract, click on the contract. So the number of bonds are now 6, so that is good. Which means that when you went ahead and bought the bond, it incremented the number by 1. So now we're going to pick up this, we're going to use the 6 right here. This is the ID for the bond, and we're going to query that. So as you can see, the information that we provided is intact. It's the owner is the Parity Expanse account, the multiplier is 2, and you're going to be getting your coupons on a monthly basis. So this is the process of actually going ahead and buying your bond. Now the next step to do in this video is to go ahead and open up the Expanse Bond UI to look at your bonds from there, because that's what we want to be using eventually. So I'm just going to open it up and bring it in. So one thing you'll notice is that when you open up the Expanse Bond app, Parity, you have to reject these transactions. This is while we're working with Parity, we have to deal with this. So all you have to do is click reject transaction. Once you do that, then the bond app will open up successfully. So what it's telling me right now is I have 1 account in my Parity wallet and I have 3 bonds, right? So that's pretty good. Then go ahead and look at my accounts. Again, for everything you have to reject the transaction, which is okay, no big deal for the time being, and go manage bonds. So as you can see right here, I have 3 bonds, right? I've been buying bonds, as you can see before. So it doesn't tell me the multiplier for the bond, which is okay. Hopefully that can be added later on by the core team. But as you can see, these are looking good. It's telling me when the bond matures, which is kind of important as well. It basically gives you an idea at what point does the bond mature, and you can get your principal back. So so guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm going to post it, and if you have any questions, feel free to put questions in the comment section, and I'll reply back. Thank you.